Success, from the outside, looks like a coincidence, like something that happened to one person, but not to another. But on the inside, success is almost always the same story, the gradual transformation of a person who started doing small things differently. Not just once, no, not only when he felt like it, but on a regular basis. Because life isn't changed by grand, sweeping declarations. It changes through those things that are repeated for so long, until they start to feel completely normal. And this is precisely where the psychology of true success truly begins, in what you take for granted, what you choose to tolerate, and what you consistently repeat, even when absolutely no one is watching. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. However, people often misinterpret the true meaning of this statement. They tend to think it's solely about high performance and achieving absolute perfection. In fact, it's the harshest description of how character is formed. Aristotle is saying with this, you are not shaped by your dreams, you are not shaped by your promises, you are not even shaped by what you say you want. You are formed by what you do repeatedly. And that's psychologically brutally precise, because the brain loves to save energy. When you repeat something, the brain automates it. He makes it into a habit, and a habit then becomes a silent autopilot that makes all the decisions for you. And this is the crucial philosophical point. Success is not a state you reach just once. Success is a way of being. Character is what remains of you when motivation fades, when inspiration is gone, when weariness comes. And that's when your habits truly decide. That's why small changes are not truly small, because when you alter a tiny habit, you're actually changing something much deeper. You're changing who you truly are. No, today I'll be disciplined. But I'm a person who finishes things, takes a step, even without the mood, doesn't give up at the first resistance. And this identity change is the biggest one you can make. Which one habit today most defines your identity, and is it the identity you want? Write it down. Does it strengthen me or weaken me? And add that habit. William James, the founder of modern psychology, famously stated, "The most significant discovery of my generation is that an individual possesses the power to transform their life simply by changing their way of thinking." This isn't merely positive thinking, it's about psychological freedom. James is highlighting humanity's most profound and powerful capability, that between any event and our reaction to it, there exists a crucial space, and within that very space, we always have a choice. In practice, it means, it's not about what happens to you, it's about what you tell yourself about it. If you fail, you might say, "I'm useless," and your brain accepts that as an identity. Or you can say to yourself, "Here is the information, here is the lesson," and your brain will accept it as a direction, and that's where success is born. It's not that you don't have failures, but that you don't interpret them as proof of your own worthlessness. Psychological maturity begins the moment you realize thoughts are not facts. Thoughts are suggestions. And if you accept every suggestion, your life will be controlled by fear, the past, and hurts. But if you begin to examine your own thoughts, you will start to live consciously, and that is, philosophically speaking, an absolutely enormous thing. You are not merely a reaction to the world, you are a creator of meaning. Successful people are not successful because they had an easier life, but rather because they learned not to give their fear the final word, and not to allow a single bad event to define their entire story. So yes, a change in mindset is a small change, but its impact is truly enormous because it fundamentally alters the very world you perceive. And when the world that you are seeing changes, then the decisions that you are making will also change. What is that one thought that most often undermines your self-confidence? And where did it originate within you? Share it in the comments. Just giving it a name is the very beginning of change. If what I'm saying here resonates with you, please hit the like button and subscribe, because in the next part, we will delve even deeper into how your perspective on challenges truly shapes your personal growth and why the quality of your thoughts ultimately determines the quality of your life. And most importantly, we'll show you how to turn small, consistent steps into a powerful system that will pull you forward, even on those days when you feel you have no strength left. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said something that sounds deceptively simple, yet it's a profound mental revolution. It's not the events themselves that trouble us, but rather our perception of them. This is truly one of the most powerful psychological principles we have. Epictetus isn't claiming that the world is inherently fair. He's not suggesting that obstacles will simply vanish. He's asserting something far more crucial. Your internal state is not a direct consequence of objective reality. It's a result of how you interpret reality. Psychologically speaking, between stimulus and reaction, there exists a cognitive filter, and that filter determines if the situation will break you or strengthen you. Imagine two individuals who miss out on the very same opportunity. One of them thinks to themselves, this is truly the end, while the other considers, this is a clear signal that I must change my course. The underlying situation remains identical, yet the outcome is entirely different. And it is precisely at this point that long-term success truly begins. Not in the absence of problems, but in the ability to not let them dictate your identity. When you shift your perspective, you're not just changing an emotion, you're changing the trajectory of your life. What obstacle is holding you back the most today? And what other meaning could it have if you saw it through different eyes? Try to write it in the comments in one sentence. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius delved even deeper. The quality of your life is entirely dependent upon the quality of your thoughts. This is not a metaphor. This is practical psychology. Your brain creates the reality in which you live. Not objective reality, but your experienced reality. If your thoughts are full of worries, doubts, and constant self-criticism, then even a good life will feel difficult to you. But when you learn to cultivate your thoughts, not to suppress them, but to truly examine them, everything will begin to change. How do you respond when you're under pressure? How do you speak to yourself internally? How long are you able to endure feeling uncomfortable? And that is absolutely crucial. Success is not about always having perfect, trouble-free days. It's about acting with wisdom and reason, even on your most challenging days. Marcus Aurelius kept his personal notes, not because he was a powerful emperor, but because he deeply understood how easily the human mind can go astray. And it is precisely the discipline of thinking that makes the subtle difference between those who move forward and those who simply go in circles. If you're starting to realize that true change doesn't begin externally, but rather deep within yourself, then please subscribe to this video and stay with us, because in the final part, we will connect everything together. Small steps, consistency, perseverance, and we'll show you why slow but steady growth outperforms everything else. And we'll ask the final question that will decide if you remain just a listener or truly move forward. Roman Stoic Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have little time, but that we waste much of it." This particular quote isn't referring to the hours we mark on a calendar. It's fundamentally about our attention. From a psychological perspective, successful individuals don't possess more time. Rather, they experience fewer distractions. Wasting time isn't about laziness. It's about a constant escape from discomfort, from responsibility, and from silence. Seneca warns against the most dangerous thing, that we get used to avoiding what is meaningful and start living in petty substitutes. And it's precisely here that small changes turn into big results. When you choose one thing each day that has long-term meaning and do it before you flee to comfort, that is not discipline, it is respect for your own life. The renowned Chinese philosopher Confucius once wisely stated, "It truly doesn't matter how slowly you may walk, as long as you never stop." However, the modern world has unfortunately taught us a very dangerous lie, that any form of slowness inherently signifies failure. Confucius, however, teaches the opposite. Slowness brings stability, but stopping creates a problem. The psychology of success demonstrates that people fail not because they move slowly, but because they cease to move at all. Perseverance is not some heroic feat. It's the ability to return to your path, even when you're exhausted, disappointed, or feeling completely alone. Small steps are effective because they can be consistently repeated, and that very repeatability proves to be far stronger than simple motivation. German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche summed it up uncompromisingly. "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." The psychological truth is quite simple. Without a sense of purpose, no habit will endure for very long. Small changes are effective only when they are connected to a much deeper why. Not to external expectations, not to pressure from your surroundings, but to a truly personal significance. It is meaning that gives energy to small steps, and energy provides consistency with endurance. What is your personal why? That profound reason that makes it truly worth enduring, even through the most challenging days. Please share it with us in the comments, using just one sentence. Now take a brief moment to pause. Aristotle taught you that your habits are what truly shape your identity. William James, that your thoughts are what truly create your reality. Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius believed that the perspective and the quality of one's thoughts ultimately decide whether life will break you or instead strengthen you. Seneca taught that time is fundamentally a matter of how we direct our attention. Confucius wisely stated that a slow step is always still a step forward, and Nietzsche famously declared that without a sense of purpose, one will simply get nowhere. This is not a theory, it is a map. Small changes are not small because they are weak. They are small precisely so that they can be sustainable. And it is this very sustainability that holds the secret to all great achievements. If you want success to become a natural and consistent outcome of your life, not just an exception, begin with the little things. Select one habit, one single thought, one small step, and then repeat it. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your answers to the questions in the comments below. Because real change doesn't begin tomorrow, it truly starts right now.